What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm DrLupo. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only, Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. You can also find Inside the Game hosting September 17th and 18th, the big game. That's right, we're doing a charity stream for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, so make sure you swing by the official ITG over on Twitch and YouTube to help support a great cause. Scott, how was the weekend, buddy?
Oh, not bad at all. Getting into those games a little bit further. The 12 minutes is quite a puzzle.
Ah, man, yeah, we'll be talking about this that on this week's Inside the Game show. I believe we're gonna get into that. So yeah, yesterday was a pretty good day. We're back, dude. So it's been a bit of a weird day. I had my kids on the Monday, and which is kind of throwing everything off. So it's Tuesday, but it's not Tuesday. It's just it's a mess. It's a mess. But we're into October, dude. August is over already. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it just happened so fast. Gone in a flash.
Man, oh man, I tell you. But either way, you guys can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube when we're doing the ITG Daily Show. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later, InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and of course, those beautiful OTT platforms around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show, dude, DrLupo signs a deal and leaves the streaming giant Twitch behind. Woo. Did he go to Mixer? No, he didn't go to Mixer. Mixer's gone. Could we be getting Death Stranding 2? And PlayStation is bringing more to the Open Series tournaments. They are... dude, I can't wait to talk about that, actually. There's a lot going on over there in PlayStation, and it seems to be an interesting twist. So, but let's get into what's going on with the streaming giant himself. Mr. DrLupo signs a YouTube exclusivity deal. Dude, streamer leaves Twitch community of 4.5 million followers behind. The first YouTube gaming stream airs on September 1st. Man, really?
That's a big move there. You have to wonder what kind of stuff are they offering him. And I'm sure he's going to build a lot of that 4.5 million back almost instantly, but it's still just kind of a big step to take.
No, for sure, right? Professional streamer Benjamin DrLupo announced that he is leaving and has signed a deal to stream exclusively on YouTube Gaming. He'll be streaming on the platform on October 31st. So that would be today. That's when he starts. He began streaming back in 2015 and has since grown his Twitch following to 4.5 million and 1.7 million on his personal YouTube channel. He quotes, "I am incredibly fortunate to be able to do what I love and even more grateful to be able to give back to the causes that I care about the most," said DrLupo. YouTube not only allows me to continue creating content and growing my community, but through this partnership, YouTube will help me as I expand my brand through other entertainment initiatives. I'm excited to bring my fans on this journey with me. Dude, did they just sign with Google Stadia?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I mean,
right?
Having somebody notable streaming kind of persona, that would help.
Well, that
makes sense, but yeah, what else could he be referring to, really?
I don't know. That's where I went
partnership
first.
with other YouTubers, maybe, but
I don't know, man. Like, it kind of makes you... So YouTube's obviously expanded their horizon when it comes into the world of streaming games, and their whole YouTube gaming thing has actually exploded. It's gone up reportedly 28% year over year, growing to 1.4 billion hours watched. Dude, there's a significant audience right now over on YouTube. So it's nothing to kind of like pass by. You want to be a part of that community as well. But it's hard to give up the 4.5 million followers he's then gained over on Twitch. There's got to be one heck of a deal. But what else is he doing over in the world of Stadia Stadia on YouTube? Because I think it is Stadia, right? If you can bring in a YouTuber or a Twitch personality like DrLupo, and then you introduce him to Stadia, okay? Now, bear with me here, because if you don't know, Stadia allows this create share kind of program that allows you to pull in your community with you and play with you at the same time. So there's a lot of opportunities with Google Stadia and what they're building to share the content, content to kind of enhance challenges within the games and so forth. Dude, this could be a huge opportunity for Stadia to kind of jump in with DrLupo and enhance not only his community, but theirs at the same time.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. I hope it does go through like that, because I personally want to see Stadia kind of come out again into the news in a good way.
No, I know. We've definitely been lacking a lot of Stadia content around here lately. They are bringing games, but all the games they're bringing, we also have on other platforms. And we keep talking about that over and over again. But I think this could be a huge opportunity now, if you get DrLupo involved, to then enhance the Stadia community as well. And kind of bring back of, hey, you know what? We pulled in one of the biggest streamers around. Here he is. And he's playing Google Stadia. You want to be a part of that community and play with DrLupo? Well, then here you go. What they need now, Scott, is they need to bring in Fortnite over to Stadia, because it's not there.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the few places it isn't now.
Which blows me away, because it is everywhere else except for Apple devices. But that's a whole other thing. But it kind of makes me question, man, like, what does DrLupo got up his sleeve? What does YouTube have involved? And what other, opportunities is he going to bring? And definitely curious to watch as he expands once more into a whole other realm. Scott, what else could be expanding, though? Is there a Death Stranding 2 in the works? Oh, man, I don't know. Norman Reedus, the actor that portrays Sam Porter Bridges in Hideo Kojima's latest game, Death Stranding, seems to confirm that a second game in the series is on the way. I'm going to butcher this, but we're going to try it. Speaking to Adoro Cinema reporter Victoria Petrini, I'm going to go with that. Reedus has reportedly said the following during the Walking Dead roundtable. I think we're doing a second Death Stranding. The game is in negotiations. I'm going to start over, Scott. I think we're doing a second Death Stranding. The game is in negotiations right now. So is this in negotiations with PlayStation? Because that's where the first one went to, right? Exclusively. But is that also going to be coming now to Xbox? Is Hideo opening up the horizons here for his own Kojima Productions, right? Or is he going to be focused? No, we did Death Stranding 1 over on PlayStation. We're going to keep Death Stranding as an exclusive IP. We're going to keep it with PlayStation, go with Sony, and bring over Death Stranding 2. Now, this is also, the folks, Norman Reedus could also be talking about, and this is also within the article, that they kind of mentioned it could be in reference to the director's cut that's coming, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where my first thought goes to. Is
really,
he could be pulled in to do some extra voiceovers, some stuff that wasn't included in the first take. That's possible, but then you think he would have a little bit more knowledge on what the subject matter is. But a lot of the time in video games, the voice actors really have no idea what they're voicing.
Sometimes they don't have a clue what's going on, right? And then they're kind of filled in afterwards. So it's kind of kept hush-hush, but it seems weird.
Actually, it's like when he was first interviewed before Death Stranding. The first one came out, and they asked him what the game's about.
Whoa.
And I think he quite candidly said, I have no clue.
Well, and that's, and I've talked about it pretty candidly here, too. The fact that it just never hooked me, right? And it never kind of captured me and hooked me into the game the way I was really hoping to. I'm not a fan of Death Stranding, unfortunately, and I was really disappointed because I am such a fan of Hideo himself and the games he creates. So obviously, being Metal Gear drew me into every single one he's ever produced. So I always wanted to kind of, cool, he's on his own. Here we go, right? And then Death Stranding came out, and I was just like, oh no, this is not what I was looking for, right? So if they make a Death Stranding 2, dude, I'm not going to be all that excited. I got to be honest.
I think it's grown its own kind of tight community that really does appreciate it. And I think then they're kind of selling to them. So if that is the case, though, that would maybe not lead to the idea that they're going to Xbox. That would be kind of in a different direction from where their fan base would be. At least what we can tell from now. But I've never really fallen into the Death Stranding thing. It's just a big question mark to me. And I know that there's definitely some Kojima, magic mix in there. But to get to it, I'm not sure if I have it in me.
No, dude, it is such a different take on everything I kind of expected and known from Hideo come out and kind of just be, man, you're always a little confused when you're playing a Hideo game in the first place, right? There's a lot of mystery going on and just a lot of twisted events, but dude, like Death Stranding, not for me. But if you're looking for the Death Stranding director's cut, it's coming out on September 24th. So there's that for you, Scott. If you want to kind of check it out again, it's not something I'm going to be doing, unfortunately. It's it's kind of a heartbreak. Let's continue on some other Sony news, because Apex Legends and Rainbow Six Siege join the PlayStation Tournament's Open Series. Dude, this is cool. And this I took right from the blog post over on PlayStation blog. In our efforts to make PlayStation the best place for gamers to elevate their competitive play, we've invited challengers of all skill levels to compete and grow our competitive community with over 16,350 tournaments across 70 countries in 8 languages. Dude, that's impressive. Like, really, that's pretty impressive.
That is.
Right? With the addition of Apex Legends and Rainbow Six Siege to the Open Series, first-person shooter fans will have an expanded range of options when deciding to squad up with friends. We're delighted to keep motivating fans to play, watch, and learn with these fan-favorite titles coming to the PlayStation Tournament's Open Series in September. Dude, there you go. You want to check it out, go over to the PlayStation blog, and they have more details over there, how you can sign up. And you have to be 18 years of age, and you have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription as well in order to get into some of these tournaments. But dude, so right now I follow pretty heavily, actually, the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series. And it's awesome to watch. And now they're going to bring Apex and Siege. Dude, I'm a huge Siege player. We talk about it all the time on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow.
I wonder, do those Siege pros, are they part of like a dozen leagues at a time playing all these different tournaments? Because there really are just an insane amount of Rainbow Six tournaments just by itself already.
Well, so Nate just covered the Mexico Major, and that was a huge tournament. Like, dude, that was massive. Nate was talking about how many hours of Siege he had to watch. It was ridiculous. There is so much content in that game. Like, it was just, the tournament went on and on and on. It was cool. But yeah, here, if you just want to get some buddies together and kind of put your skills to the test, this is your opportunity, man. Like, really. So I'm curious. It's funny to watch how PlayStation is taking one direction and Xbox is doing another direction, right? They both see that esports is a thing, obviously, right? And they know how important it is to a lot of people, and it is on the rise, still rising, right? It's at a huge marketplace right now, but it keeps growing even further. But PlayStation now has actually formed their own tournament community on their network and their platform with this Open Series content. And they've gone in everything from fighters to now first-person shooters and more, where we've seen Xbox heavily focus on just kind of picking a couple games and highlighting those, but not really bringing a community of tournaments over to their platform. I'm curious. Do you think we'll see that out of Xbox, Scott?
Well, they're going to have to respond in some capacity. And they've kind of done their little community updates since 360, I believe. There was a part where they kind of had different gathering hubs for different posts, and you could meet people to kind of team up and that kind of thing. But it feels like it was so underdeveloped that I'm not sure if they would. Maybe they've already made the business decision just to not get into it, but
not be a part.
I think it would benefit them because, yeah, like you said, esports is just always blowing up.
Well, the new Halo, dude, is just around the corner. It's going to be free to play, right? So would this be a smart opportunity now to go back to the drawing board and restructure that formula and maybe have their own sense of tournaments over on the Xbox platform?
I think it would be a good opportunity, especially with Halo being their, flagship program.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely you're going to see Halo Esports League, but that's at a whole other competitive level, right? The Open Series is kind of geared towards mixing in the amateurs to see if they can rise above. So everybody has to start somewhere, and this could be your opportunity. Start with the Open Series, see if that works out for you on PlayStation. And dude, next thing you know, you're into these high-level tournaments, and you're getting paid a lot if you come out on top, right? So right now I've seen Mortal Kombat 11, if you win for the month, you get like $100, and then other tournaments you get $500. So like, there's a little incentive there, right? Dude, you're sitting there and you love Mortal Kombat like I do, but I'm not good enough, but I watch it. It is awesome to play. I'm a huge Scorpion fan who is not picked very well, but he is picked actually often over in EU, which is surprising. North America does not pick him whatsoever, but that's for a whole other topic. Scott, let's get into some charts. We're going back to the UK, buddy. Aliens Fireteam Elite shoots the #1 in the UK box charts. Aliens Fireteam Elite from Focus Home Interactive comfortably takes the top spot, making its Focus first #1 in 3 years. Dude, that's a long time. The title sold best on PlayStation 5, 42% of the sales, followed by Xbox Series X and S, 31%, and then PS4 with 27%. Let's run down the chart real quick here, Scotty. We got, obviously, Aliens at #1. Let's go backwards. I want to go backwards. Scott, number 10. You want to do the snake countdown number? Come on, go.
Number 10.
There you go. The Last of Us Part 2. Keep going.
Number 9.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut.
Number 8.
Marvel's Avengers. Really? That's just Marvel's
7.
Avengers. Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Number 6.
FIFA 21.
Okay, that's not terribly surprising considering the UK. Number 5.
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
And no surprise there. Number 4.
GTA 5. Come on.
That's still good. What man, woman, and child on this planet does not have that game at this moment?
I have no idea. Man.
Well, number 3.
Minecraft is still going as well.
Holy, yeah, that's a surprise actually at this point.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh man, time for a new Mario Kart, guys.
Isn't it? Dude, we're well overdue for a new one. And then lastly,
number 1.
Aliens Fireteam Elite. So there we go. Dude, yeah, there's no big surprise. Who at this point, like you say though, doesn't own GTA, who doesn't have Minecraft, and who keeps buying Mario Kart 8? Like, those are 3 titles, dude, we've been talking about for what seems like essentially the last decade.
Yeah, well, that is especially true in the case of Minecraft. I think it's been over a decade now. There's now multiple generations of people that have played Minecraft, which is now similar to Grand Theft Auto.
Absolutely. Nice to see Ghost of Tsushima on there for Director's Cut. And number 8 was Marvel's Avengers, which kind of shocked me, but in a sense not, because War of Wakanda DLC just dropped, right? So I'm sure they saw a influx of players. Now the question is, Scott, did they stick around?
Yeah, is there going to be more content to kind of keep it going, or was this kind of perceived as now it's done, now it's time to check out?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, right? Because I unfortunately have checked out, but I do have that bug to go back, right? I just had to, for me personally, I've had to move on to other things for the show, but it's one of those things like, oh man, I want to go back because I want to grind the challenge card, right? I purchased that challenge card. I want to grind that out and upgrade to get all the new skins and the banners and everything else that's there with that challenge card and the XP, because I want to get the coins, the currency, to be able to buy whatever comes next, being probably Spider-Man, right? That's the biggest thing. Yeah, they said Spider-Man's coming this year. So if you can keep people around with Marvel's Avengers and keep them coming back each and every day, and all of a sudden, boom, dude, like they say it's coming this year. Scott, we're about to creep right into September, dude.
Yeah, it's almost done now. It has to be sometime soon. So, or do you think it's a case of Sam Fisher showing up in other games where you'll just see Spider-Man somewhere in the background in War of Wakanda?
Yeah, he just swings through and says, "Hey, I got a mission over here. Bye," and he's gone. Right? Yeah, it's so if they say he's coming this year, I'm trying to think when, Scott. Do you line him up for the holiday season, or do you drop him here in the next 2 months, right? You drop him in around Halloween, or you wait for like that Christmas holiday rush. And I'm kind of thinking that's what you do, because then you get another surge of influx of players that you then sell your game again at the holiday season, right? And get people pumped and ready to go for next Spider-Man. Dude, if they
make sure that it's that pick in the
right?
holiday season, just kind of puts them to the forefront again. That could make a lot of sense. And it is Spider-Man here, so this could absolutely kick on a bunch of sales.
Whoa. Dude, well, Spider-Man takes a lot of cadence, right? Look at, he came in on the chart at number 5. So Spider-Man Miles Morales selling still, right? Like that game is huge. That game is incredible. And it's exclusive to PlayStation. So is this DLC. So now, in order for people to play the DLC, they need to purchase your game. If you have that Spider-Man, awareness, and that you can get another piece of Spider-Man content, maybe that's enough to entice people to buy your game. Maybe they put it on a discount and then allow everybody to jump in and then also get the Spider-Man DLC as well. And if they can bring over a 7-hour story, 6-hour story, something like we got with War of Wakanda, dude, like this is going to be fantastic, but can you keep people back? The games as service model is tough. This isn't a studio like Epic Games where you're constantly producing new content each and every day with Fortnite, right? This is Crystal Dynamics, a smaller team, not a small team by any stretch of the means. They are a large team, but they're not at the Epic scale either, right?
Yeah.
So curious to see. Scott, let's get into man, this is a weird one. China bans minors from playing games during the week.
Oh, yes. I've seen this making the rounds on Twitter, actually. People reacting to this.
Okay, regulation will permit children to play an hour of games a day from Friday through Sunday.
1 hour. That doesn't even feel like a middle ground there.
Man, no, it certainly doesn't, right? China is rolling out new limits on game playing by minors, according to the Wall Street Journal report. According to the paper, the new rules would permit children from playing games entirely from Monday through Thursday, with Friday through Sunday and public holidays seeing a limit of 1 hour of gaming a day between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. I'm curious as to so when they say children, like what is their age category for that group, right? So here it continues. Scott, oh man, the new rules are the latest in a series of measures China and Chinese or gaming companies have adopted around minors' gaming habits. In 2019, the State Administration of Press and Publication tightened rules that had allowed for 3 hours of gaming a day to a maximum of an hour and a half for non-holidays. Dude, this is just... Last year, limiting children's playtime was a motivation for the country, rolling out new rules requiring players to log into games under their real names. What? Earlier this year, Tencent launched facial recognition technology into the games to prevent children from playing games between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m.
Oh, that's taking it another step. I don't like that. The idea that it's facial recognizing you and oh, no, you are too young for this one. Sorry. I don't like that level of automation. And
no,
it must be scanning all the time, right? Otherwise, how is he going to recognize you?
Dude, it's crazy to think that's a thing. No. So first of all, using your real name on video games is not really a good idea, especially if they're a younger audience. Like that was one of the things. No. There's a reason why we have gamer tags and PSN accounts, right? Like, let's be honest.
Unless you're an absolute genius like I am, and you make your gamer tag your own name, you should probably not do that.
Scott's already there. So if you haven't hit up Scott on Xbox, just check him out. Scott Savage. It's pretty easy.
I wish it was Savage now.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott, what a disaster. Man, what a weird event for that to turn around. I understand, but isn't this at the parental discretion to monitor how much gaming is involved? Like, doesn't that where it kind of comes down to? I would have
thought so, but I think that's a Western way of looking at it. I think maybe, it's just a cultural difference there.
Huge difference, I guess. Interesting, nonetheless. Scott, why don't we get into game releases for today, buddy?
Alrighty, we have Kiwi. Not quite spelled how you'd think of it, but Kiwi is coming to the PlayStation 4, 5, the Xbox One, XS, the Switch, and PC.
Nice.
That's really just about everywhere now. Then we have Rustler coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Sick game.
I think we're familiar with that one, actually.
We certainly are.
Worth checking out. I'll cap it at that. But lastly, we have the Big Con, and that's coming to Xbox One, XS, and PC.
There you go. Dude, Rustler, we did an early preview on that game, and that game looks sick. That's like an old school GTA style, but in medieval times.
Yes.
Very cool. But either way, Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. It's been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. Join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as YouTube, or hit us up later, insidethegame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see everybody tomorrow inside the game.